if I have, 20, 30 citations for my business and my competitor doesn't, I look more superior to Google, right? I should have more trust, more authority, more relevance to Google because I'm out there. Welcome back to Local SEO Tactics, where we bring you tips and tricks to get found online. I'm your host, Jesse Dolan, here with Sue Ginsburg today.
Hi.
Looking to answer some questions. No Bob Brennan. Bob is off doing other more important work today. So Sue, you and I are going to tackle the question here today by ourselves, which will be no problem whatsoever. Looking kind of hazy and twilighty in the background there. Where are you at virtually today, Sue?
It probably is a little bit hazy and twilighty. Today, coming to you virtually from Portland, Oregon, where our listener who asked the question we'll be discussing is located. Nick from Portland, Oregon, thank you for your question. Ready for the question, Jesse?
Let's go.
Okay. Question from Nick is, how important are citations to SEO, and can you use Google search to find all the citations of your business? With that, quote of the day, technology is nothing. What's important is that you have a faith in people that they're basically good and smart, and if you give them tools, they'll do wonderful things with them. And that quote is from technology geek himself, Steve Jobs.
Nice.
Pretty cool to hear him say technology is nothing. It's all about what people do with it.
Right.
So a lot of business owners that we speak with share that other SEO firms that they have spoken to recommend backlinks as an SEO strategy. They want to know if that works, if we believe in it, and if in fact it works to get as many backlinks as you can in order to get Google to consider you, rank you high, et cetera, et cetera. While our strategy includes backlinks as part of it, our work is much broader than just getting backlinks. This question gets us into the conversation of the role that backlinks and citations play and how you find out what citations your business has, how do you find out what ones you should have, et cetera, et cetera. Since this question has come up more than a few times, tells me that a lot of business owners can benefit from knowing the answer to it. So that's why I thought this is a good listener question for today. Just say you're a business owner redoing your website or updating your website, and you want to do things that'll get it to rank higher in more searches. Some questions you may be asking are, is backlinks the answer? Is it part of the answer? How do you get backlinks? What are the best backlinks? Are there bad backlinks, etc.? Great to have these questions so you can help your website show up in more searches and higher in searches. The challenge is you don't know the answers. Of course you don't. You're an expert in your business and not in backlinks and SEO. You understand that knowing these things is important to getting you found, and you want to know the answers. You just don't have time, maybe interest, and you don't want to become an SEO expert. That's not your job. You can Google it. You can ask Siri, find a trustworthy SEO expert, or ask them to optimize your website so it works and you rank higher and are found in more searches. If this sounds like you, then today's your lucky day. Jesse is an SEO expert, and he can share his expertise on backlinks and help answer the question about it and its role in SEO here today.
Right on. So a couple things unpacked there. I think, backlinks are important. Backlinks are a key part of the Google algorithm here still today, October 2021, just to timestamp it. They're important, but there definitely is, there's a wrong, you can overdo a good thing, right? Too much of a good thing here. Now there's a lot of camps out there. If you just Google, SEO tactics, things like that, whatever, you're going to find a lot of people that are just, all they do is focus on backlinks. And yes, that will work. And anything I'm going to say here, I'm not discrediting that. We just go a little bit more organic, kind of hopefully a little more future-proof, focusing on the website and kind of more natural type stuff. And most of the clients that we deal with, Sue, directly, and the audience for everybody listening out here is local business, right? So we're not talking e-commerce, national brands, gigantic websites, information websites, things like that. In all those spaces, backlinking strategies may be necessary. They may be more effective. I mean, there's, again, classic SEOs, like it all depends. And that's kind of true with this here too. Now, if you are a local business, you want backlinks. We don't say go out and buy backlinks, right? Or just getting backlinks for the sake of getting them. What you want is good, natural, or in our opinion, good, natural, organic backlinks. And they should have two things that they kind of do for you, or one of two things at least. Be local to your area or the areas that you're providing services and products in, and be relevant to your brand and your niche and your services and things like that, right? So they either got to be niche relevant or locally relevant backlinks. An easy way to do that is to focus on citations. We do have an episode, Sue. I pulled it up here. It's episode 67 while you were talking.
Great.
For everybody. That one is how to build citations for a business yourself or with local citation services. So there are services you can pay. You can just Google it online and listen to that episode that can help you do some of this stuff to build citations, or we have some tips in there how to go do it yourself. But the point on this is a citation. First, the mystery of what is a citation, how important are they, things like that. Citations are listings of your business on another website, just kind of as a basic description of it here. Yelp, right? That can be a citation for your business. Better Business Bureau is a citation. MapQuest, TripAdvisor. It kind of depends on your industry and what you're doing. Some of these may or may not apply. But basically a third-party website, so a website that's not yours, listing your name, your address, your phone number, business description, link to your website, things like that. Now, citations, that's kind of a broad terminology. Maybe not every citation is going to give you an actual backlink, from their site back to yours. And that's okay. As a rule here, again, how important are citations to SEO? Citations are very important. It gets you out there. It gets you more exposure. Let's just take Yelp, for example, which people love to hate. And I'm not disagreeing with that at all. But if Yelp is showing up, if you do a search for your product or service in your city, if Yelp is showing up in the top few results, you probably want to be in Yelp because they're getting some traffic, they're getting some exposure, and you want to be in that mix. Now, in addition to getting the direct traffic from Yelp or the direct opportunities from Yelp in that way, you're also creating a profile, a citation within Yelp, and Google's going to see that. That's going to be one more mention of you online that Google can then track back to you. And again, one of these, all things being equal, if I have, 20, 30 citations for my business and my competitor doesn't, I look more superior to Google, right? I should have more trust, more authority, more relevance to Google because I'm out there. Google's looking for things that what makes a good business, a natural business. Well, being at the Chamber of Commerce, being in the BBB, being listed in Yelp, right? These seem like things that a legitimate, successful business would do. And if I'm doing that, but a competitor is not, I should seem like a better choice for Google to show me in search results. So that's why citations are important. Yes, you get the backlink, but even if you don't get the backlink out of something, let's just pretend Yelp didn't link to your website. Still going to be good, right? It's still going to be good. And again, check out that episode 67. We talk into how to find the right citations, right? And what makes it for a good citation. So you kind of know where to start. Now, the other part of it you're talking about here, Sue, and your question is, can you use Google search to find all the citations for your business? We'll dive a little deeper in that episode 67, but the short answer for you is yes. Basically just do a search for, if you have a competitor, that you're really trying to catch up to, just do a search for their brand. If they have multiple locations, do a search for their brand plus the city to get the exact one and see where they're listed. You're going to see their website probably up towards the top of the results. And then you should see like a Yelp, a BBB, right? These kinds of places we're talking about. Make a record of what they are showing up. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Make a record of what third-party websites are showing up that they're listed in. And you're going to want to try to get listed in those as well. And then similarly, do a search for your product or your service in that local area. Is there, again, other third-party websites, not competitor websites, but some kind of a directory, right? Or listing or list of businesses, things like that, that you can get in as well. So short answer, yeah, you can use Google search. That's just some quick tips on how to use Google search to find where you should be listed in citations. Again, for a deeper dive on that, let me see, how long is the episode here on this one? Doesn't say offhand there. I think it's probably like a 20 to 30 minute episode, if I remember correctly. We do explore a couple more layers of vetting out some citations and what to do there. But yeah, if this is not an area that you've explored for your business, you're definitely going to want to do it. Like I said, you're going to get that double dip of kind of building your authority within Google by expanding your brand prominence and exposure. You're also going to get some direct leads in business from this, because if Yelp is ranking 1, 2, or 3, they're getting some traffic, and you might as well get in the game there and get some leads from them. As much as people love to hate it, it can be, and you can do Yelp for free, by the way. I'm not talking about paying the Yelp fees. That's a whole different situation, but got to be in it to win it. So that should answer your question there, Sue. And yeah, long story short, man, citations are definitely important. That should be one of your key things you're doing for SEO, not just on your website, focusing on keywords. You got to build these citations too.
Well, I think you just gave a great tip for anybody who's wondering where they should get citations by searching your competitors, or even searching in your city and seeing what pops up. That is a great tip.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's kind of low hanging fruit. And that's something you can delegate to people too. Just make a list of these places, and then let's contact them and get listed. So, and a lot of this is going to be free, you know, like to be accredited on the BBB. I forget the amount, but you do have to pay a fee. But a lot of these, it's just going to take your sweat equity and your time to get listed and set up your profiles within these. So
you mentioned a good citation is if it's relevant to you and if it's local. Won't you get citations also from publishing an article or even a blog post somewhere else?
Yeah, potentially. So, and that's, you know, that's a true word. A true definition of the word citation is kind of more in that academic realm, right? Like I got a paper and I'm citing an example, and the citation is maybe down at the bottom or whatever. I wouldn't say that's exactly the same way that we're using it here. Within the realm of local SEO, you know, and things like that, citations are really places that allow you to, you know, name, address, phone number, link to website, right? Something like that. What you're saying, yeah, definitely could be folded into the same conversation. That might be more of a, you know, just straight up backlink, you know, kind of a deal. But yeah, anywhere, you know, and this is kind of a different topic on getting backlinks, you know, for your business, but just to kind of expand on your point is anywhere that you're engaged with, again, another third party. It could be an organization, maybe just some random website you did a blog post on. If you have some kind of presence out there online, getting a link back to your website from that page or from that website would be definitely something to go after. And a lot of this is manual. That's kind of the tricky part, right? You'd have to be aware that you did that blog post you're talking, then you'd have to be aware, like, did they actually mention you and link back to you or give your information or not? And if they don't, you may have to contact them and ask for that to be placed there. But it'll be worth the effort.
One of our clients recently won a couple different awards and was asking us, how can he optimize those awards in addition to putting them on his website? And he ended up contacting the award sponsor, whatever, the organizing business, and asking if they would please put a link to his website when they were announcing the award on the website, which they did.
Perfect.
So he asked and he got it.
And that's what it's going to take. Sometimes you, at being educated on SEO, understand the value of these things, whereas just a quote normal business person, they think they're doing a great job just promoting you, which they are. But knowing SEO, right? You know that getting that backlink is extremely valuable. Even if people never see that award or that mention on that website, Google will see that backlink and you'll get credit for that for a long time. So
what about the difference in a .edu backlink versus some other business or something else?
Yeah, I guess a good way to summarize that is the rarer it is, the better. The more difficult it would be to obtain, the better. And that's typically why like an EDU or something has been put up on a pedestal. Is you just can't go create your own, college and big EDU website with all that authority and then give yourself backlinks. People can go create PBNs, private backlinking networks. You just buy a bunch of domains, put a bunch of content, link it all together, and now you've got this, Death Star that you can point somewhere with backlinks. It's hard to do that like within government or education realm, things like that. So that's why the EDU has always been kind of known to be more prized, is this, you just really can't fake it, right? And it's then more valuable because Google understands that, right, at the end of the day. So.
Well, that's great. Really good. Very valuable.
Yeah.
Some good tidbits there. So, and anything else, Jesse, or?
I don't think so. Again, just one more time, I'd say if this stuff was kind of sparking some thoughts in your brain, connecting some synapses, check out that episode 67. We do a little bit deeper dive into some of this stuff and also talk about third-party services that can help you push an easy button to get this done, which obviously we can help you do that as well too. So.
Okay. If you remember one thing and one thing only from this episode, there are different SEO strategies to get found online, and backlinks is one piece of SEO strategy. Working with it as one piece of SEO strategy in a broader sense is much more sustainable than just having a backlinks strategy. Backlinks are important, and you heard Jesse talk about why and some tips along the lines of why it's important. So definitely worth looking into your backlink citation and asking the right questions to get you to get you stronger and more impactful SEO.
Yep.
Back to the quote of the day: technology is nothing. What's important is that you have faith in people and that they're basically good and smart. And if you give them the tools, they will do wonderful things with them. So from us and from Steve Jobs, we just gave you a tool. Go do wonderful things with them.
Yep. Do yourself a favor. Get some citations. If you have a question out there, if you're listening, whether it be on citations or backlinks, right? If this episode itself maybe spurs some thought you want us to dive deeper into, or if it just reminds you that you've got something that's been on your mind for SEO, reach out to us, localseotactics.com. Scroll down to the bottom, click the link for submit a question, and let us know what question you have, and we'll answer it on the show. We'll give you a shout out. And if you call in to record that, there'll be information on how to do that there as well. We'll send you off a free t-shirt in the U.S. Postal Service mail. And you can be the envy of your entire neighborhood, right? With your new Intrix t-shirt. Great question, Sue. As always, awesome quote too. I think that was a pretty good one, and appreciate the insights from you as well. All right, everybody, I think that wraps it up for this episode. Catch you next one. Take care.